Hi guys and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm gonna summarize chapter by chapter and read reviews on this book, which is Twisted Love by Huang. This is one of those books that blew up on TikTok, so booktok, and this is the first one in the series. And as of January 9th this year, it is confirmed that Netflix has picked up the rights to adapt Huang's romance novel Twisted Love and its sequels into a TV series. So first I'm gonna give an overview of the book and then an in-depth summary of what happens. So here's a brief summary. The story centers on Alex Volkov, a successful yet emotionally detached man haunted by a tragic past. His life takes an unexpected turn when he's tasked with looking after Ava Chen, his best friend's sister. Ava is a free-spirited woman plagued by repressed childhood memories. Despite their contrasting personalities, Alex's icy demeanor and Ava's warmth, they develop an intense and forbidden romance. As their relationship deepens, buried secrets emerge, threatening to unravel their lives and the bond they've formed. If you want to skip the summary of any chapter, use the video chapters for this video down below to skip ahead. But in case you haven't read this book and never intend to, or you have but you need to be reminded, here's the story in depth, full spoilers ahead. Chapter 1. After an engagement shoot for one of her clients, photographer Ava Chen cannot find a ride to her home, which is adjacent to the campus of Thayer University. Stranded while a rainstorm thunders overhead, funnily enough it is actually thundering outside right now. But anyways, she calls her older brother Josh to ask for a ride. His car has been borrowed by a friend, but Josh tells Ava that a mysterious he will pick her up. Ava is surprised that her brother is not more worried about her situation, as he has always been overprotective of her ever since the incident, a childhood event in which she nearly drowned at the age of 5. Ava hints briefly at her aquaphobia, a result of this childhood trauma. Alex Volkov picks up Ava in his Aston Martin, and she is not happy to see him. The drive back is filled with strained and stilted dialogue that illustrates the apathetic, distant relationship between the two. When Alex stops at the bakery to pick up the cake Ava commissioned for Josh's going-away party, he doesn't allow Ava to get out of the car because the rain has turned her white shirt completely transparent. When Ava accuses him of staring at her, Alex claims with hostility and indifference that she couldn't be further from his type. Even so, he offers to retrieve the cake while she waits in the car. Alex then shocks Ava by departing from his usual stoicism and making a joke, but he quickly devolves back into indifference for the remainder of the drive. He drops Ava off at her house and heads next door towards Josh's place, where the going-away party is already in full swing. Chapter 2. At the party, women compete for Alex's attention, but he does not return their interest because he knows that they would not be able to handle his preferences. He says no kissing, no face-to-face contact. Women agree, then try to change it up halfway through, after which he'd stop and show them the door. Suddenly, Ava's silvery laugh draws Alex's gaze to her and leads to his lengthy, disdainful appraisal of her personality. Despite Alex's conviction that most people, including himself, are fake, he realizes that Ava is genuine and pities her, believing that the world would eat her alive once she left the Thayer bubble. Josh asks Alex to protect Ava during his gap year as a medical volunteer in Central America. Josh does not trust Ava's friends, Stella, Jules and Bridget, to do the job properly. And because Ava's ex-boyfriend has been harassing her lately, Alex is the only person Josh completely trusts to make sure that Ava is safe. Alex promises even while knowing that he will most likely regret it. He rarely makes promises, but when he does, he fully commits himself to them. Alex has a flashback to a traumatic event that occurred years earlier. He recalls standing in his living room covered in blood and staring down at 3 dead bodies lying at his feet. A call from his uncle, Ivan Volkov, interrupts the memory. Ivan asks whether Alex has completed their plan to get revenge on the man who destroyed their family. But Alex has not yet accomplished this. Alex's desire for vengeance has dominated his life for 16 years, and he is determined to achieve this goal, even while protecting Ava. Chapter 3. Ava and her close friend Jules help Josh finish moving out of his rental house, which is right next door to Ava's place. Ava sees many similarities between Jules and Josh, which is why she has always found it strange that the two cannot stand one another. While they never mentioned why Ava suspected it might be because they saw too much of themselves in each other, Josh and Jules trade some hostile, witty jabs meant to provoke each other as the three work to load Josh's remaining belongings into an SUV. When nothing remains but a single massive painting, Ava asks if Josh will donate it, but Josh instead says he will leave the painting there because Alex likes it. Ava is stunned to learn that Alex is taking over Josh's lease and protests this arrangement because she knows that Josh is tasking Alex with being her babysitter. Chapter 4. 2 days have passed. Determined to form a more cordial relationship with Alex, Ava bakes red velvet cookies. He invites her inside his house, giving her a glimpse of his private life. She expects to see evidence of his move just a day earlier, but there are no personal items or photos. He insists that he doesn't need any because all of his memories are perfectly preserved. When Ava mocks his ego, Alex admits that he has HSAM, an innate ability that allows him to remember nearly every detail of his life. Ava wonders what it would be like to remember everything, musing, it would be wonderful and terrible, because while there were memories I wanted to keep close to my heart, there were others I'd rather let fade into oblivion. She then reflects on how opposite she and Alex are. Her memories were so twisted that she remembered nothing before the age of 9, when the most horrible events of her life had occurred. When she asks what Alex's memory is like, he tells her it feels like a movie, sometimes drama, sometimes horror. He then tells her to go home and stay out of trouble. Chapter 5. 2 weeks after Josh's departure, Alex is in Krav Maga training, a hand-to-hand combat technique that brings him comfort. Ralph, the owner of the gym and Alex's only friend aside from Josh, tells Alex that the gym is opening classes up to beginners. Alex believes that Ava will benefit from such a class, and it would help lessen his worry about her and keep him focused on his plans for revenge. Alex texts Ava about the Krav Maga class for beginners before starting his session with Ralph. An hour later, Alex checks his phone and sees no incoming messages from Ava. Her radio silence triggers a bloody memory of his family and heightens his anxiety for Ava's safety. Alex heads for Ava's house where he finds Jules. Jules feigns ignorance as to Ava's location. But when Alex threatens to ruin Jules' law internship, she tells him Ava is with a friend. Alex finds Ava and Owen, a male photographer friend of hers, in the middle of a boudoir photography session. Ava is clad in lingerie, which catches Alex off guard. He confiscates Owen's camera and deletes every photo before demanding that Ava get dressed and leave the room. Ava's anger results in silence during the car ride home. Chapter 6. Ava and her best friend Jules, Stella and Bridget convene for their weekly meeting to catch up with each other's lives. Jules recounts the boudoir photography incident with Alex and Ava to the other girls. Meanwhile, Ava receives another text from her ex-boyfriend Liam, which she ignores. Jules stresses how angry Alex seemed, mentioning that Alex rarely shows emotion. Stella interjects with her theory that he might be a psychopath. And to Ava's own surprise, she finds herself defending Alex. Jules comes up with the idea for Operation Emotion and suggests that they all create a list of emotions for Ava to try and elicit from Alex, as though they are giving him an annual physical to make sure he's functioning properly. Jules manages to convince a reluctant Ava to start phase 1 in 3 days. That night, Ava is awakened from a nightmare in which she is a young child, drowning in a lake, screaming for a mother who never comes to rescue her. Awakened by the noise, Jules offers to stay up with Ava, but Ava convinces her to go back to bed. Ava is unable to sleep for the rest of the night. Chapter 7. Alex ruthlessly fires Andrew, the chief executive officer of Grumman Enterprises, while Andrew pleads for empathy. Alex internally judges Andrew for conflating business with personal life, believing that personal appeals had no place in the corporate world. It was eat or be eaten. Alex hangs up on Andrew, unbothered by the fact that his own company, Archer Group, would soon take over Grumman Enterprises. Despite his belief that business and personal life should remain separate, Alex justifies his decision to fire Andrew by asserting that the Grumman CEO was an asshole. Alex also plans to fire his own assistant tomorrow for giving out his number so freely. Alex remembers the 29th of October 2006, which is his first birthday following the murder of his family. He doesn't care for birthdays, but when his family was alive, they always made sure that birthdays were special. The memory chronicles his first birthday as an orphan. In the memory, his child self sits at the arcade with his uncle Ivan, yet refuses to play any games. Although Alex's uncle was nice enough to take him in after the deaths of his parents, Alex rarely saw him before that day because Alex's father and the uncle had an unexplained falling out when Alex was 7. In the memory, Alex asks for one birthday gift: revenge. In the present day, Alex recalls the years he spent seeing therapists, all of whom advised him to let go of his obsession for revenge in order to heal. However, Alex has no interest in healing. He just wants vengeance. Chapter 8. The first stage in Operation Emotion is to get Alex to feel sadness. Ava picks out 2 sad movies and knocks on Alex's door. He answers but claims that he is about to go on a date, which causes a strange feeling within Ava's stomach that she is reluctant to name as jealousy. Ava's weak reasoning behind her movie night idea raises Alex's suspicions, and he cancels his date to spend the evening with Ava. While Ava feels guilty that Alex cancels his date for her sake, it also pleases her. When Alex doesn't shed a tear at the first movie, Ava jokingly runs her hand along his back to check for a control panel, claiming that he must be a robot. Alex grabs Ava's arm and spins her around, warning her against playing with him. They get into a heated discussion on optimism versus pessimism, with Ava positioning many reasons to prove that optimism is a good trait. The argument causes Alex to smile and say, "Those rose-tinted glasses look good on you, sunshine." The scene marks the first time that Alex uses sunshine as a nickname for Ava. They settle in to watch the second movie, and Alex smirks at the distance that Ava makes sure to put between them. Ava eventually falls asleep thinking about Alex's smile. Chapter 9. Alex carries a sleeping Ava upstairs, unwilling to leave her on the uncomfortable couch, but not gentleman enough to sleep there himself. The rain is pouring too hard to carry her next door without getting drenched, so for tonight they share the bed. Alex tries not to stare at Ava's body, noticing things he never has before, and musing something had shifted. I wasn't sure when or how, but I'd started seeing Ava less as Josh's baby sister and more as a woman. A beautiful, pure-hearted, but feisty woman who might be the death of me one of these days. Alex lies beside Ava in bed and recalls his memories of the 27th of November 2013. His first Thanksgiving with the Chens, during which he met Ava for the first time. Suddenly yanked from his memory by the sound of Ava's screams, he is out of the bed within seconds, with the lights on and a gun in his hand, prepared for an intruder. However, he soon realizes that Ava is suffering of night terror. Knowing that he cannot wake or restrain her for fear of making things worse, he waits for the episode to pass, feeling helpless. When it does, he continues to watch over her instead of falling asleep. Chapter 10. Ava wakes cuddled up to Alex. She remains frozen in shock until Alex bluntly demands she removes her hand from him. Ava gets embarrassed and defensive. Their interactions dissolve into witty banter, and Ava is confused and perplexed by her own reaction. Unable to douse the fantasies that she's entertaining about Alex, she rushes home to take a cold shower. At the pet shelter with Bridget later that day, Ava rehearses the morning with Alex without concealing any details. They discuss the next phase in Operation Emotion, which is disgust. Ava believes this phase will be much easier than the sadness phase, which failed. Chapter 11. The next few phases of Operation Emotion are all failures. To elicit disgust, Ava feeds Alex cookies flavored with asparagus, raisins, and garlic brittle. He shows no reaction after eating them, calling them fine. To elicit happiness, Ava attends a picnic in the park, but the outing is ruined when a dog pees on Alex's shoes. To elicit fear, Ava is unable to think of anything that Alex might be afraid of, even with the help of her friends and Josh. So the project is put on an indefinite hold. Chapter 12. Ava is prepared to proclaim the experiment a unanimous failure when Jules insists on the fifth and final phase, jealousy. Ava and her friends are at an off-campus bar and are interrupted mid-conversation by Liam, who is drunk and high and insists on speaking with Ava. Knowing that he will hover nearby for the rest of the night unless she speaks with him, Ava agrees to a conversation. She follows Liam outside the bar where he begs for another chance. When Ava refuses, Liam verbally attacks her, assuming that she is seeing someone new and calling her names. She ends the conversation and turns to leave, and he grabs and pulls her in anger. When Liam refuses to let her go, Ava knees him in the groin and hurries to rejoin her friends. She remains uneasy for the rest of the night after the encounter. Chapter 13. Alex is attending Thayer University's annual alumni charity gala to build connections and gain valuable information. He is listening to the prattling of an old classmate named Colton, whose FBI-affiliated father could prove useful. When Ava enters the gala and steals both men's attention, Alex and Colton makes a beeline for Ava, but Colton reaches Ava first. Alex's progress, on the other hand, is cut short by his ex-fling, Madeline House, who attempts to seduce him. He rejects her advances and jealously interrupts Ava's dance with Colton. He warns Ava to stay away from Colton if she knows what's best for her. Ava claims that Alex doesn't know her at all, but he challenges that fact and she asks him several questions about herself to test him, all of which he answers correctly. When she quizzes him by asking him what she wants most, he replies with love. Ava asks whether he is answering for her or for himself, and the question provokes Alex's defense mechanisms. He demands that Ava should go home, but she intends to stay for the remainder of the gala. The two part ways. Throughout the rest of the gala, Alex attempts to ignore Ava, but when she disappears, he heads out to check if she made it home safely. As he passes the coat room, he hears a commotion and barges in to find Ava pinned against the wall by Liam. Liam is berating her, convinced Ava has been seeing Alex since their breakup. Ava headbutts Liam seconds before Alex jumps in and lands several angry punches in her defense. As Ava and Alex leave the gala, Alex demands that she tells him about what has been going on with Liam. Chapter 14. Alex drives Ava home, barely containing his fury. The trauma of the evening unleashes one of Ava's repressed memories. In the memory, 9-year-old Ava's parents have split, and her father has moved out with Josh. Ava's mother cries and shouts over the phone, or sometimes she just stares blankly into the distance. The young Ava is playing by the lake, avoiding the water because she never learned to swim, when her mother comes outside and pushes her in. Ava survives only because her father stops by to drop off some papers, just in time to witness the incident. Back in the present moment, Alex and Ava stops at a diner because she is craving greasy food. She opens up to Alex about the memories and admits that Alex was right earlier, when he said that the thing she wants the most is love. She has never received it from her parents nor from Liam. Alex comforts her, reassuring her that her worth is not determined by the ability of others to love her. She agrees to his suggestion that she take Krav Maga lessons to learn self-defense. on the condition that he will allow her to photograph him. Chapter 15. Alex meets Ava in the studio that she has reserved for their photography session. Ava's nervousness is made worse by the intimate dreams that she had of Alex the night before. When Alex arrives, the room immediately fills with a type of tension. Ava's attraction to Alex has multiplied overnight, and the tension between the two only intensifies throughout the session. They complete the session in silence, and he hurries out immediately afterward. Ava reviews the photos that she took of him, and while many shows his blatant irritation, the last shot reveals his expression of desire, meant for her. Chapter 16. Over the phone, Alex assures his uncle that he will achieve his vengeance within a few months. After the call, Alex pulls out his burner laptop and opens his research on Liam Brooks. After Liam assaulted Ava at the gala, Alex has worked to have him fired and blacklisted. Liam is also hooked on drugs and has racked up several charges for driving under the influence. And it is only a matter of time before Liam is ruined for good. Alex gets a phone notification that opens to reveal a video of Ava and Madeline arguing beside a pool. Being aware that Ava can't swim, Alex rushes to Madeline's house. Chapter 17. After Stella drags Ava to a party at Madeline's house, she finds herself trapped in a pool room with Madeline. Ava recognizes Madeline as the woman she saw Alex talking to at the gala, an incident that consumed Ava with jealousy. Now, Madeline insults Ava by listing all the reasons that Ava is not Alex's type. Madeline also reveals Alex's darker, unconventional preferences. Angered by Madeline's attacks, Ava pushes back, stretching the truth about her and Alex's relationship. Madeline loses her composure and pushes Ava into the pool, and Ava sinks, convinced that she's going to die. Chapter 18. Alex arrives just as the party is ending, and learns that Stella saved Ava from the pool and took her home. Alex threatens to destroy Madeline's father's company if she ever comes near him or Ava again. Alex finds Ava and apologizes to her on behalf of Madeline. Ava admits, "I thought I was going to die because I can't swim, and I have this stupid phobia and I am so sick of it." Then asks Alex to teach her how to swim. Chapter 19. Throughout the next few weeks, Alex helps Ava to overcome her phobia of water. Ava acknowledges the shift in her relationship with Alex. She considers him to be her friend rather than just Josh's friend, and accepts that she views him in a non-platonic way. Ava throws Alex a surprise birthday party at Ralph's house. Alex is shocked by the gesture but relaxes over the course of the night. Following the party, Alex and Ava team up to wash dishes while other guests clean the house. Alex admits to enjoying the party, saying, "This was my first birthday party since my parents died." He tells Ava that a business rival of his father's hired a hitman to murder his family. Spoiler alert, it will later be revealed that the business partner in question is Michael Chen, Ava's father. Ava and Alex shares a heated kiss in Ralph's kitchen, but Alex breaks it off and calls the kiss a one-time mistake. Chapter 20. After Alex's birthday party, Ava has been cancelling their swimming lessons together in an effort to avoid him. Then Alex visits Ava at her workplace, the McCann Gallery, which he takes as a sign that he misses her. She teases him and his reaction reveals his growing feelings for her. As his narration states, "My heart kicked like a damn rocket at Radio City Music Hall. I made a mental note to discuss this with my doctor during my annual checkup." Ava suggests they need space after the kissing mistake, a suggestion that Alex dislikes. He buys a $40,000 piece from the gallery, the purchase of which gives her a sizable commission, and instructs her to meet him that weekend at the Sea Hotel for her next swimming lesson. Chapter 21. Ava stands near the Sea Hotel pool, attempting to calm her rising panic. She enters the pool with Alex's help, but when she dips her head under the water, she is tormented by memories of drowning as a child. She blacks out and Alex carries her from the pool. Ava leans into his warmth until her panic fades and bravely asks him to kiss her. Though Alex is reluctant to do so, Ava is aware of his attraction for her and continues pushing. Alex rises and tells Ava to follow him. Chapter 22. Ava and Alex reserve the penthouse suite at the hotel. The moment is charged with tension and mutual attraction as they give in to the desires that have been building over the past several months. Afterward, Alex brushes his lips against hers. Ava reminds him that he said that they should have no kissing or face-to-face contact. They are rules that he had never once broken until tonight. But Alex sees no reason to enforce those rules with Ava. Chapter 23. Just as she begins to drift off to sleep, she feels Alex's arm drape over her waist. Ava sleeps through the entire night, free from night terrors, for the first time in a long time. Chapter 24. Ava and Alex spend the rest of the weekend in the Sea Hotel penthouse. As the weekend ends, Ava asks Alex what they are to each other. Alex tells her that they can be whatever she wants them to be, so they decide to date. Chapter 25. Ava informs her friends of her relationship with Alex, but dreads telling Josh in person. Ava visits her father, Michael, for his birthday, but their interactions are strained. She recalls her last deep conversation with Michael. In the memory, she is 14 years old, and Michael reveals the truth of the drowning incident to her, that her mother died of an overdose, likely out of guilt after pushing Ava into the lake when she was 5. In the present moment, the day passes in awkward, stilted exchanges, and Ava analyzes her relationship with her father and why it is so awkward between them. The strain and anonymity between Ava and her father hints at whether they really know each other at all. However, Ava cannot shake the feeling that the problem is something else, something she cannot name. As they eat cake, Ava looks up and catches a fearful, hateful expression on Michael's face as he looks at her. A moment of foreshadowing to chapter 27. Chapter 26. Ava and her friends attend Fall Fest, the annual college festival that takes place between midterm and final exams. Bridget's bodyguard Booth has left on paternity leave, so his position has been taken up by Rice Larson, who drives Bridget crazy with his gruff overprotectiveness. He begrudgingly allows the girls to attend the festival. Alex's appearance at the festival surprises Ava and her friends, and this marks Ava and Alex's first official outing as a couple, or at least that's what Ava guesses they are. When Alex cuts himself on the sharp edge of a booth, Ava escorts him to the student health center to care for the wound. Alex and Ava return to her friends, and she invites him to spend Thanksgiving with her and Michael. Chapter 27. Thanksgiving is awkward between Alex, Ava, and Michael. Though Ava and Alex wish to keep their relationship a secret from Michael until they can break the news to Josh, Ava is convinced that her father knows. That night, Ava has a dream of being strangled, but she is convinced that it is actually another memory. She yearns to sleep with Alex, who is down the hall in the guest room, but she doesn't want to risk waking him if he has managed to fall asleep despite his insomnia. In the morning, Ava visits the lake behind the house and recalls another memory of her past. The memory focuses on a gold signet ring that Ava saw when she was pushed into the lake as a child, Michael's ring. In the present moment, Ava screams at the revelation that her father was the one who pushed her into the water when she was 5, and not her mother. Chapter 28. Ava has been distant since the morning after Thanksgiving, and Alex worries about her as his heart rages in his chest, a snarling beast furious at the sight of her distress. That rhymed. And the thought that there was something in the world that would dare hurt her. Ava dramatically reveals the truth of her repressed memories to Alex, saying, "Alex, my mom didn't try to kill me, my dad did." Chapter 29. In this chapter, Ava recalls another memory of her father. At age 9, she wrote an essay declaring that her father was the person she admired most in the world. He reacted to her essay by using a throw pillow to suffocate her. Ava is sick at the revelation that her father attempted to kill her when she was a child. Not once, but twice. The trauma of those incidents repressed Ava's memories before the age of 9 until now, when they finally resurfaced. The next week, Alex and Ava schedule a meeting with Michael. Alex gives Ava the privacy to confront her father alone, but when Michael attempts to gaslight Ava into doubting her recovered memories, Alex defends Ava and protects her from Michael's manipulation. Michael admits to attempting to harm Ava and to frame her mother, Wendy for drug use so that he could gain custody over Josh after the divorce. Michael reveals that he doesn't care for Ava because she is not his biological daughter, but is instead a product of her mother cheating. Having recorded the whole conversation and Michael's admission of guilt, Alex has Michael taken into custody by the FBI. Josh, who learned the truth from Alex and Ava days earlier, arrives just in time to punch Michael. Chapter 30. Ava and Josh have a heart-to-heart conversation about Michael before catching up on their past several months apart. Ava defends her decision to pursue a relationship with Alex. Although Josh is not happy with the development, he relents when Ava admits that she loves Alex. Later that day, Ava stays in for a home spa day with her friends and tells them about Michael. Alex stops by with red velvet cupcakes to comfort Ava during her grieving. Ava is grateful for the distance that has always existed between her and Michael, because if they had been closer, she wasn't sure she'd been able to take the heartbreak of his betrayal. Ava appreciates Alex's support and tells him that she loves him, to which he replies, "You are the light to my dark, without you I am lost." While the words warm her heart, Ava notices that he doesn't specifically say that he loves her. Chapter 31. Alex visits his uncle Ivan's house. Ivan is drinking green tea, which he believes will help him lose weight, because he wants to be a skinny legend. They discuss Alex's plan for vengeance, and Alex feels guilt when thinking of how Ava would react if she were to learn what he has done and what he's capable of. Ivan scolds Alex for letting Ava distract him from his vengeance and his work at Archer Group, admitting that he learned about Ava through Alex's assistant. The comment raises Alex's suspicions as he wonders why Ivan is keeping tabs on him. He thinks to himself, "Don't trust anyone, Alex. It's always the people you least expect who'll stab you in the back." This saying rings true when Alex finds a stash of papers hidden in Ivan's library. The papers are later revealed to be a series of letters addressed to Alex's mother, in which Ivan begs her to leave Alex's father and run away with him. In the end, Alex's mother rejected Ivan, which led to his falling out with Alex's father. Up until this point, Alex's plan for vengeance has been directed at Michael Chen, whom Ivan had implied was responsible for hiring the hitman to murder Alex's family. Finding the letters stashed in Ivan's library changes everything. Chapter 32. Alex is uncharacteristically late to meet Ava for their dinner date. She worries because in addition to his lateness, he is not answering her texts and has been distant with her for the past week. Ava reveals that she has been accepted into the WYP program, and Alex congratulates her. Although Alex claims that he did not text or call her earlier because his phone died. His phone buzzes midway through their meal, alerting Ava to his lie. Ava begs for the truth, saying, "Please, my father, Michael, lied to me my entire life, and I don't want you to start." Instead of opening up to her, Alex warns Ava against seeing the good in him. Ava loses her appetite and ditches Alex at the restaurant. Chapter 33. Alex follows Ava to ensure that she makes it home safely, then drives to his secret house in Washington, D.C., which he uses for more illicit activities. During the past week, he hacked into Ivan's financial records and discovered incriminating transactions, implying that Ivan hired the hitman who murdered Alex's family. Alex is now awaiting a message from a killer for hire named Falcon, a message that will contain the name of the person who hired the hitman to kill Alex's family. At midnight, the message comes in and confirms Alex's newest suspicion. The culprit is his uncle, Ivan Volkov. Chapter 34. In the week since learning of Ivan's betrayal, Alex has thrown out his uncle from Archer Group and taken Ivan's position as CEO. At his house, Alex awaits his uncle's arrival, but Ava arrives first. Ava wishes to talk and amend things between them before Christmas, which is 2 days away. Alex unsuccessfully attempts to get Ava to leave before Ivan shows up. When Ivan arrives, the three end up in the dining room together. As Alex makes green tea for Ivan, skinny legend, tension laces the air. Ivan barely conceals his anger and subtly hints at the cameras that he planted throughout his house, unbeknownst to Alex. This hint alerts Alex that Ivan is aware of his discovery of the letters in the library. By extension, Ivan also likely knows that Alex suspects his involvement in his family's murder. Ivan leaves, and Alex wonders whether to tell Ava the truth about how he engineered years of friendship with her and Josh to get closer to Michael and avenge his family's murders. However, he decides to keep this information from her, thinking she still didn't know the truth about me and what I did. She won't find out. A better person will tell her the truth, but I'd rather be the villain with her by my side than the hero who risked losing her because of a misguided sense of morality. Alex decides not to tell Ava about his shady past with Michael or his recent realizations about Ivan's crimes. Chapter 35. 2 weeks later, Alex is summoned to Ivan's house to find Ava and Bridget bound and restrained by a hired thug. Ivan, whose health and appearance have deteriorated, demands that Alex resign from Archer Group, reinstate Ivan as CEO, and pay him $50 million if he wants the girls to be safely returned. To stall for time and find a solution that will not result in his or the hostages' deaths, Alex puts on a convincing show for Ivan and Ava. Alex claims that he orchestrated his friendship with Josh and faked his relationship with Ava to get close enough to Michael to ruin his business and get revenge for what he believed Michael had done to his family. Everything is true except for Alex's claim that he never loved Ava, and the lie hurts him as much as it hurts her. As Alex's narration states, I kept my gaze averted from her. If I looked at her, I would lose it, and I couldn't afford to lose it. After Alex and Ivan reveals the backstories behind their vengeance and how they've arrived in their current predicament, Alex admits to poisoning Ivan's tea. While Ivan's shock distracts him, Ava and Bridget are able to break free of their bonds with the help of Rice, who has arrived on the scene. Alex draws the gun that he kept hidden and shoots Ivan several times. Alex also kills the man Ivan employed to physically kidnap Ava and Bridget as well. Chapter 36. Police and paramedics arrive on the scene, and Ava approaches Alex for clarification. While she suspects that Alex's story about using her as a means to get closer to Michael was at least a partial lie, she needs to know for certain. Ava notes that Alex seems to have regressed, for he looked like the old Alex again, unruffled and uncaring. Ava wonders whether she ever really knew Alex at all. When she asks if their relationship was real, Alex answers vaguely, I tried to warn you, I told you not to romanticize me. Consider it a lesson for the future. Alex's scathing words stun Ava into silence, and she sobs on the way home, letting loose every emotion that has been building over the past several months. The part of her that embraces positivity and sees the good in everyone is now gone. Chapter 37. Ava leaves and Alex yearns to follow her to beg for forgiveness, to keep her by his side for the rest of their days, so nothing and no one could hurt her again. Alex prevents himself from going after her because the only way to protect Ava was to let her go, even if that meant destroying himself. He has never felt his emotions so deeply, and it is agonizing to him. At the scene of the kidnapping, the only ones who now remain are Alex and his cleanup team, a crew masquerading as police officers and paramedics, whom Alex pays to cover up the evidence of the questionable activities and incidents. Alex and the team set the house on fire to cover up the killing of Ivan. Chapter 38. In this chapter, Josh punches Alex over and over, but Alex doesn't defend himself. Instead, he welcomes the pain, revels in it. It is what he deserves. When Josh mentions Ava's name, it pains Alex more than a physical blow. He thinks back to the moment she asked if their relationship was real and although his answer to her implied that it was not, he knows that the relationship was more real than he ever thought possible. Josh, however, is angry and hurt. He believed Alex to be his best friend, only to discover that Alex had used him for 8 years to get revenge on Michael. Josh leaves Alex on the floor of his house. Eventually, Alex gets up and leaves, only to find that it is pouring down rain outside, and the sun is nowhere to be found. Chapter 39. 2 months have passed and Ava's friends coddle her. She has lost interest in many things and instead prefers to spend her days alone or sleeping. On this day, instead of spending the evening with her friends, Ava opts for a nap. When a notification sounds on her phone, she begrudgingly opens an email containing the orientation package for the WYP fellowship in New York City. It's her dream program, yet she cannot summon a flicker of excitement at the prospect, which angers her. She is heartbroken when she should be looking forward to the opportunity of a lifetime, and she is sick of it, sick of letting men have this hold over her, sick of being the object of pitying looks and worried whispers. This anger prompts her to put on a swimsuit and visit the college pool. The pool room is empty, and Ava faces her long-standing phobia by getting in the water and swimming alone for an hour. This makes her smile. She has relied on others her whole life, but now she is reliant only on herself. Above her, the storm outside subsides and a rainbow starts to form. Chapter 40. 2.5 months have passed, and Alex has been working non-stop. The Archer Group employees avoid him and his bad moods as much as possible. Ralph visits to tell Alex that he is retiring and moving to Vermont with his wife, Missy. They are interrupted by Bridget and her bodyguard, Rice. Bridget reveals that Rice caught a man following Ava, and the man revealed that he had been hired by Alex to protect her. Alex tries to deny it, but Bridget is convinced that Alex still cares for Ava. She tells Alex that Ava started swimming on her own recently, but that although Ava might seem to be thriving, her signature spark is gone. Bridget continues pushing Alex for explanations about what he did to Ava and what he feels for her until he finally explodes, surprising everyone in the room. He insists that Ava is better off without him, reasoning, "I couldn't protect her, she was hurt because of me. My uncle kidnapped her because of me, and I couldn't stop him." Bridget reveals that Ava changed fellowship locations and is moving to London. Alex admits that he loves Ava, but is terrified at the idea of her traveling halfway across the world alone. With the flight leaving in only an hour, Alex rushes to the airport, but by the time he makes it to Ava's gate, her plane has already departed. Chapter 41. 2 weeks after moving to London, Ava is enjoying her fellowship. Alex has resigned as CEO of Archer Group to follow Ava to London, ask for her forgiveness, and win her back. Ava rejects his advances and insists that Alex leave her alone. Alex protectively follows Ava back to her apartment after she refuses a ride home, but she leaves him standing on her front steps instead of inviting him inside. Chapter 42. Alex shows up every morning at Ava's apartment to walk her to her fellowship. As the weeks draw on, Alex lavishes her with every form of gift. When Ava insists that Alex stop with the pining, Alex tells her for the first time that he loves her and says, "Maybe I still don't deserve you, but I'm willing to work at it until I do." When Ava continues to reject Alex, he comes close to crying, an emotion he's never shown, and vows he'll win her back, no matter how long it takes. Chapter 43. The fellowship year has come to an end, and Ava attends an art exhibition with her classmates, in which they all showcase and sell their art. An anonymous buyer has purchased Ava's entire collection, guess who? And she suspects that it must be Alex. In a grand display of emotion, Alex gives a speech and performs a song for Ava, showcasing his willingness to display his vulnerability and hopefully gain back her trust. Alex and Ava reunite in the emptied gallery once the night has ended and make amends. Ava admits to herself, "I missed him. Even though I'd seen Alex every day for the past year, it wasn't the same as touching him and actually being with him." And here's the epilogue. Ava and Alex spent Thanksgiving with Ralph and Missy in Vermont. Josh has refused to attend. He still hasn't forgiven Alex for 8 years of lies and is angry with Ava over her decision to date Alex again. Alex has been reinstated as CEO of Archer Group following his return to the United States. But his work-life balance is healthier than ever. One evening after work, they watch the news report on Crown Prince Nikolai abdicating the throne to marry a flight attendant, making Ava's friend Bridget the heir to Eldora's throne. And that's how the book ends. Now let's read some reviews, both good and bad, but let's start with the positive ones. This was a good fast read for me. I love the "I hate everyone but would burn the world down for you" trope, and this fit that bill. I went in with no expectations and came out pleasantly surprised. Excited to read the next in this series. From what I've read, they only get better as they go. Here's the second review. I'm so happy that I finally have read Twisted Love. I've been wanting to read the Twisted series for a while now, and finally I read the first book. Anna Huang's writing is so very my kind of writing, so I'm so excited to read the next book in this series. I'm 100% sure that I'm going to love them a lot. You know I'm a sucker for the "I hate everyone but you" trope, and this one has it. The way Alex Volkov is darkness, secrets, and illicit activities in a person. And when he meets Ava Chen, she wakes him up. He literally compares her to the freaking sun and keeps calling her Sunshine as her little nickname. She lights up his world and he loves her so much. He hates everyone, doesn't care about literally anyone but her. I live for this trope, and Anna Huang did such a magnificent job making me root for this couple. I love that you get to meet the next heroines in the books and some of the heroes. You know, Bridget is the next one, and you meet Rice halfway through this book, so I'm very intrigued about what's going to happen to them. Everyone says that this is their fave, and I love me some Princess ex-bodyguard romances. And Josh and Jules are going to hit so hard with the enemies with benefits. I'm so ready. And I think the last one is Stella, but I don't think you get to meet her love interest in this book though. And here's the third good review. 4.5 stars rounded up. I had so much fun with this one. I honestly devoured it and could not stop reading. It was super steamy and fun, and I love the characters and their chemistry. I've seen some people mention issues with the second half of this book and the sudden dark turn it takes. But I think since I knew it gets darker going into it, I was more prepared and excited for it. I love the mystery and all the crazy secrets and drama and action unfolding. The only reason I took off 0.5 stars is because at times Alex was a little too possessive for my liking, and it annoyed me and was a little cringy. And now let's read some of the bad reviews. This book needed to calm the F down. It had way too many things going on at the same damn time and was all over the place. Was it necessary for this to have about 4 different endings? I should have known from the start that this wasn't for me, because bad boy Alex Volkov was faking being a bad boy. Home guy is so weak, so soft-hearted, he can't send his best friend's little sister home even when he has plans lined up for that night. She just shows up unannounced at his doorsteps, and he's just like, okay, come in, let me cancel my date. I'll watch these movies with you instead, sunny shiny. But then he lets her sleep over at his house because it's raining outside. He doesn't want her to get soaking wet in the rain. Sir, she lives next door. He had an umbrella in his car, like from the very first scene we get. We get to know that he owns an umbrella already. Then the guy reasons with himself that she must sleep in his bed with him because he's concerned for her comfort on his rich-ass sofa. Make it make sense. I hate little things like this. It is petty, but he is not a bad boy. He's just messed up in the head and possessive and controlling. And do not get me started on his random singing performance at the end. What even was that? Here's the second bad review. I am so sad that I read this one and didn't love it. Unfortunately, so much didn't work for me. I felt like the pacing of this one was a bit odd, and we missed out on a lot of development of the relationship between Alex and Ava. Alex is this brooding, rich guy who's watching over his best friend's sister. They fall into a relationship pretty fast, and I wanted to watch more of their little moments and development. We skipped over a lot of that, and I feel like it went from like to love a bit too fast. Then there was a whole villain story that I felt was really cliché and in and out of the story way too quickly. It just felt like the author had so many components for an amazing romance and didn't really piece them together that well. Some parts were over the top, some parts were rushed, and then the ending was not satisfying for me. And here's the last bad review I'm gonna read. Now what in the fresh hell? This book wanted to be Twilight and After by Anna Todd so bad. How are you gonna write a badass main male character who needs a knife to eat pasta and also does a grand gesture at the end by singing at the main character's opening night of her art show? Cringe University. This book was trope city and so sloppy. The writing was so atrocious. I didn't even care to get into specifics, but please run for your life and don't read this. It's so stupid, and good luck trying to make me believe that a 26-year-old would ever be CEO of a Fortune 500 with government connections and mob ties, and yet is such a loser. He was a loser. I hated this book. Bye. Those were all of the reviews that I'm gonna read. All in all, most people rated this book to be a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. But now I want to know if you have read this book. If you have, then I want to know what you thought about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please tell me in the comments down below. I would love to know your opinion. Do you have any book recommendations on what I should read and summarize next? Please tell me in the comments. If you're still here at the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I make new videos every week, so make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.